Well, hello there, sunflowers, and how are you guys today? Well, I hope you're doing just as good as Ice Spice because she has recently not only shown that she has put on a little bit more weight, but like her new song that she has teased us with, she was thick and now she thick again. So I think me and Mama Crone enjoyed the song. I can't wait for her to drop this song, honestly. I like the evolution of Ice Spice that we were getting. Like, first we got baby Ice Spice, and now we got like a more mature, like maybe teenage Ice Spice. Because she still got some evolving, but I'm enjoying this process that we see her evolving into and blossoming into. She's really finding herself both physically and creatively within the industry and within just life, period. She's a Y2K girly, so that's also another thing. So she's also a part of this age of a new cusp, of a new dawn, of a new era. Actually, I think she was literally born the year 2000. That in and of itself is very powerful because it's the beginning yet the end of a cycle all at the same time. So Y2K, she really embodies that for sure. What else could I say about Ice Spice? She definitely, I looked on her TikTok, she has definitely been teasing this song since the very beginning of this year, actually. Not with actually the vocals, but she wrote she was slim and then she ate her, but now she eats her oats now. Talk about eating that wheat and that starch to thicken her up again. It's just so catchy. It's so playful. I love it. And honestly, it sounds like Ice Spice is gonna make like a diss or like a not like a diss, but talk about her journey maybe through like rapping. Like a subtle diss to people like, you didn't like me when I was slim thick. Well, I mean she's still slim thick, but she was like, you didn't like me when I was pudgy and you didn't like me when I was too skinny. So now I gotta find the balance. So while all in that, she's just finding out what's best for her. I think the song is going to do good. The general public seems like they are receiving the song pretty well. So that's a good thing. She's definitely got everybody talking though, especially with that video of her in New York. This car just wanted to fly out. Oh, the Three of Cups. Interesting. Let's see. Oh my. Oh. Okay, I'm not a fan of these cards. I'm going to shuffle them up a little bit more. Okay. I just did a huge, massive shuffle up where I just spread them out all over the table and then shuffled them up. So hopefully that randomized them just enough. Okay. So these are the cards that came out for Ice Spice. This was the first one that fell out. Which, even though it's the devil, it's very fitting because she's a Capricorn. So that means she is technically in her element. So therefore, these will be the three cards that are above her like this. Exactly as they spread out. And card beneath. Ooh, roses. I like these roses. Okay. Now I'm not sure if it was better to have a lot of fathers or a lot of kings, or if it's better to have a lot of major arcana cards. But it seems like either way, Ice Spice reading had a lot to say. So first off, Ice Spice in this current present moment is the devil. Now, being the Capricorn card, and she is a Capricorn herself, she is truly in her element right now. She truly is feeling herself right now. Like she is in her element even though we're getting ready to go into Aries, it's a fresh new year, both astrologically, and it's 2025. And this is the first song that she's going to be releasing in 2025, talking about her weight and talking about her appearance and how she is talked about in the media, really processing basically just processing how the industry treats her, or how she perceives that the industry treats her, because the Capricorn is all about the status and how you appear to the world and how people perceive you. But also, just because you are cautious and know how people how you like show up in the world, you also really don't care at the same time, because the Capricorn is a cardinal sign. It will do as it shall do. It represents the beginning of winter, which is actually weird that I see these pentacles here. But that's just more of her element, actually. But all that to be said, that represents the fact that it's not a goat teeters on the edge, but it's also confident in what it does, or else it wouldn't tread in that territory. So because of that, that's exactly how Ice Spice is. Just because people are talking about her, and yeah, she lost weight and she gained weight and she might appear that she's like sensitive, and like if you say something about her, she's just going to sway and do what the audience wants just so she can be liked. That's probably really why she's doing this. Like, cause let's be honest, this is also the devil. It's a two-faced bolt lie. There's two sides. There's the intent and then the mask behind the intent. So because of that, that's how she comes off. She could be trying to mask that she isn't sensitive, and this is her way of addressing it by making this song. However, too, also, she is truly comfortable with however she is perceived in the media, because she's comfortable within herself, and that's all that what truly matters. So what we see right beneath her is the Five of Pentacles. This is her foundation is a bit shaky. It's the 5. However, it has some legs to grow, honestly. Oh, what did I just recently learn about the 5 of Pentacles? Oh my God, it was actually a really great meaning. So what typically what the 5 of Pentacles represents, it was a new word that Mama Crone and I had just recently learned. And it was a really good word. However, it is slipping my mind at this moment, but this would have been a perfect time. I'll put it in editing for this video. All right. So what this card represents, that word right there, but what this 5 of Pentacles represents is that she is, when it comes to her career and her money making abilities, let's be honest, her finances, we see that it is not as fruitful as it once was, and it's kind of withering away, dying away. However, it's not all is lost, though. There is some hope. It can be rejuvenated. And just like the devil has the fire lit underneath his feet right now, like a hot dog, you know, that dog on TikTok that's always dancing or always jumping. That's basically how she is. She's like on fire. That's why I said she's in her element. She doesn't feel like all is lost. She's gaining that confidence. She's like, you know what? I know exactly what I need to do. I just need to be myself. I need to own my space. I need to own me. And then the audience is going to receive that. As long as I stop trying to be this person, that person, trying to be an industry plant, trying to be this, trying to be that, trying to sell this, try to sell that. Let me just be Ice Spice. And hopefully the audience will receive me. That's exactly literally the same message I got last time I read on Ice Spice. However, we see in the past, for her was the Tower, and the Tower symbolizes things crumbling down, just like I read in her last reading. Wow. She really is going through this, guys. This is why the major arcana cards are here. So this Tower card symbolizes that when it comes to her identity and to who she is, she had to tear it down, and she's building it back up now. But she's building it back up on her terms and building it back up on her own rights. Like I said in that last video, she technically doesn't have the industry backing her up now. Like, yes, she made it, woo woo rah rah, great for you, but you got to keep soaring on now, or you're just going to flop. There's got to be a point where the industry puts their hands off of them and be like, you do what you do now. You want the success. How bad do you want the success? And so now that now that the reins have finally been let go of her on her, she is now working for the bag, literally. And because of that, she is putting her all into it. She is putting herself into it. She is only going to succeed by truly being herself, and people are just not going to. That's why she no longer can be a mumble rapper. We want to hear you, Ice Spice. What are you rapping about? You're not like a Travis Scott, but we can even hear Travis Scott. So we need to hear what you're actually saying. It's Dirty Diana. I'm like, okay, what? Like, literally, the audience is like, great, your beats are amazing, but we need to hear your flow. We need to hear your words. So because of that, she is blossoming. And even though it is a bit basic, elementary, lyrically wise, however, she gets the point across. Rapping, you can't go, it's rapping 101. You can't go wrong with rhymes. Rhymes are always going to pay the dimes. I don't know. I tried rap. I don't know how people rap off the fly, especially with rhymes. Ooh, I know Mama Crone can. But what we see above her head, though, is the Four of Cups. And the Four of Cups symbolizes what usually is the Four of Cups. The Four of Cups usually symbolizes not accepting just anything, which you really shouldn't just accept anything, because you don't know what has walked across these four cups, honestly. It's honestly an infested rat. You know, that hunting virus, the bubonic plague. Like, what other rodent infest diseases do I have to think about that would make you want to think twice on accepting these cups? So because of that, that's exactly the way Ice Spice is feeling mentally, that she's not just going to accept anything, because if she just accepts anything, it could lead her down the wrong path. Listen, we remember she had a whole falling out with a friend too, that she was basically using, and people were, Cleopatra was it? So come on now. She really has to be really more selective about who she keeps around in her circles and keeps close to her, because there might be some rats that are trying to get into her life, or maybe she's starting to sniff out the rats, because once you're truly authentically yourself, you're going to really start to see people for who they truly are and who their colors are, especially when you're in your element. The energy is flowing within you. Whatever a Capricorn will see is what a Capricorn will see. And that's exactly where Ice Spice is in her life. And she is making some changes, even though it might be hard to let some of these people go and change some things up in her life. She's doing it for the betterment of herself. And what do I see in the future for Ice Spice is the Judgment card, which symbolizes the fact that both her career and her work ethic will be judged when she puts out Thick again, or her album. We, as the audience, are going to judge Ice Spice for this new packaged brand that she is, and we're either going to accept her or we're not going to accept her. So let's see what her fear card is the Two of Cups. Fearing of not having the love reciprocated. She has put her time and energy into this song, and she's worried that, people are going to be like, oh my God, she's getting thick again. Oh, she didn't like herself, and things like that. You know how people talk and stuff like that. So she's worried that people are going to think, oh, that's right, Ice Spice just does what everybody says. All right, sorry about that, guys. However, as I was saying about Ice Spice, she is concerned that people are just going to think that she's just a sheep. She's just going to do whatever people tell her to do. She doesn't have a mind of her own. She's not creative at all. And basically, people are just going to think those things of her. So because of that, whatever she does, she feels like people are going to be receiving it's not going to be well received by the audience. So because of that, this is where her fears are coming from, that when she puts out this song, where she really tries to put herself into her music, and she's really honestly giving it her all. She truly is. She's putting all of her effort and energy into it, literally. Or maybe, as the devil says, maybe it just looks like that from the outside. It's a bit two-faced. However, I choose to believe, because I want her to succeed. So I just see that she is just truly in her element. And where the deception could come from is where these fears could come from. Maybe she could come off. People could think that she is just the devil, but the devil is never controlled. The devil controls. So therefore, she truly is in control more than people think she is. And even though she is fearful, she knows that somewhere out there, hopefully, just so, justice in the hope section, that all will fall into balance, that the universe, the energy where this devil and this judgment comes from, actually where this tower comes from too. She first had a structure, a foundation that she was once living off of, and then she had to tear that down and start it over. And now she's truly being herself, putting herself into it, doing it her way, and it's going to be Ice Spice the way Ice Spice wants to be Ice Spice. So because of that, she hopes that in the future that it will be well received, that people are going to see this adjustment and actually see a different side of her that they didn't see before, one that makes them come around and brings back in those scales of justice, of feeling this two of cups of people not wanting to accept her for who she truly is, and just thinking that it's all a facade and everything that she does is for the sake of money. But that's just that there's just going to be people out there just think that way. And because of that, in her hopes section with the justice card of bringing things back into scale, she is the one that's going to make the things happen the way she wants it to. So therefore, she's bringing it back into justice. She once let and relinquished her own control and allowed somebody else to control her and the direction and trajectory of her career, that now she is taking, like I said earlier, the industry dropped the reins and she picked up the reins. She's like, I got this. She's like, I will not fall off. I am going to continue to make a name for me. But here we have in the friends, family, loved ones, and fans, what we see or they see. Well, because this song hasn't came out yet, how her loved ones see her behind closed doors is somebody who has been hurt, somebody who has gone through. And maybe that could have been another reason why she had lost some weight. I mean, she could have been on Ozempic. She could have been working out in the gym. There are many reasons, but one thing is for certain. Whatever it was, she definitely wasn't eating. So because of that, that's one thing. And she was a foodie and someone that always loved food, and then suddenly she's not. It's questionable and it raised flags, and you're just like, wait, what's wrong with you? Why did you change? What happened? And now getting lost, getting tied up in the industry, allowing he say, she say, they say, we say, get all up in your head, and allowed her to lose her confidence, and allowed her to, in a way that we didn't see, crumble underneath the pressure of the industry. However, this is where this Three of Swords is coming in, from the people that really truly know Ice Spice behind closed doors, behind the persona. So to see her go through this, they too are on that journey with her, that hopefully she will be able to actualize her fears. I hope I phrased that right. Hope that she's able to get over her fears, and that when she gets over her fears, that she will be able to shine bright, that she will be able to make a name for herself, and at least go down fighting. She might not get like peak where she was beforehand, but whoever knows, the judgments and times can turn, and the people could really come around in time. in time because of the Nine of Cups. Because the Nine of Cups is just sitting here acting like they not just going to accept anything. That's the outcome. But like I said, that's also Ice Spice. No matter what comes her way, that's completely how Ice Spice feels, is that she's just really not going to accept anything with this Four of Cups too as well. She's really stably thinking about her foundation and who she truly keeps within her circle, but B, also realizing that in order to maintain peace and love within herself and a happy disposition, she needs to be able to rely on herself and have a strong sense of herself, where outside words, like they say, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words can never hurt me. That's the level where she's trying to get to, which also comes to this Three of Swords with what people in her love life, not in her love life, I mean, she might have a love life, but people, her loved ones, could see that she was hurt by the way the media portrayed her. And so with that, we're going to just pick one card. Excuse me. I'm just going to pick one card to symbolize an outcome card for Ice Spice. Okay. Just one card to symbolize her and what's going on with her. Both career-wise, weight-wise, physically, mentally, maybe spiritually. We are intuitive. Okay. Sorry, Mom. Crone. Okay. We're just going to pick this card because we're just going to pick this card. Oh. Well, since it says basement, let me see what's underneath. What was underneath basement? You know, let's make it a totem pole. Let's dive deep. Aha! Finally, something good. Okay, good, great. So, what we see here is the first card that I felt drawn to pick out was the basement card, which, go figure, right? The basement symbolizing being put. I'm not sure if Americans use these phrases, but being put in the basement, basically, your music career has been shelved. You've been put off to the side, you've been ghosted, however you would like to talk about her career, is basically how the basement is. Basically describing her career. It's something that was put off to the wayside. Even her health was even put off to maybe not her health, because she did work on that, whichever way she did work on it. However, she put a lot of things internally inside of herself. Instead of processing it, she decided to lock it away and not deal with it. And because of that, when you just decide to avoid, period, that's not going to solve anything too. I know the phrase says out of sight, out of mind. Yes. But just because, like an opposite alternative phrase is, if there's a tree that falls in the forest, does it still make a sound because nobody heard it? It's that kind of thing. It's like, yeah, nobody heard the tree fall, but the tree definitely did make a sound when it fell. So just because you're avoiding and not looking at something doesn't mean it's not there and you're feeling it. So because of that, we see, which brings us down to another level of deepness into this, we see a sickness, which is all about energy. Ice Spice did want to lose some weight, but maybe she lost a little bit too much weight because she was a little bit too obsessed and got too involved, because she truly wasn't looking at the reason behind why she was doing the things that she was doing, whatever it was in her life that caused her to lose sense of self. So she had to get back on track. She had to get her aura, get her energy built back up. She had to get comfortable and confident within herself. And when we go down a little bit deeper past that, I mean, the sickness represents sickness, you know, whether spiritual, physical, mental. Sickness is just something that is, it can be chronic and it can be, what is it, acute. It's something that can, it just means you're not 100. You're like under the weather. You're just not showing up the best you could, but you're still showing up. You could do better if you attended to yourself and allowed yourself to truly heal and take some time to even figure out what you need to heal, because you might think it's one thing and yeah, that put the problem away a little bit, but it's still lingering there and you're still falling into the same patterns. Then you're not really truly healthy, healed yet. So because of that, that's what that was symbolizing about her energy, her mental, her physical, her career. Just all that is just weighing on her and she just wasn't trying to deal with it. It was like one thing after another. This person said this about her, that person said that about her. Oh, you not this, oh, you not that, you ambiguous, blah 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 blah. It's just like, she's like, girl, can I get a chance to breathe? So then we see here down at the very bottom, with all those voices, she just pretty much had to put on the go. She was like, I'm going to keep moving forward. Like it says, don't look back. Like the judgment said in the Tower card says, once destroyed, it's never going to be the same again. And it's going to rise up different and it's going to rise up evolved. And it's the devil. And maybe people might perceive her being a bit devilish because she isn't just going to accept anything, and she truly is going to say no because she truly is going to do what is best for her. And if that means that she has to be a little bit selfish and self-indulgent on herself, then so be it. As long as Ice Spice gets and does what Ice Spice needs to get and do, with the fans thinking, of course, because even though we have this aggressive energy, she still wants to be loved. She still wants to be received, and she still wants the fans to be there for her. Listen to her music, but listen to her music, support her based off of the terms of, you know, who truly Ice Spice is, and you're not just supporting her. You're not just, I mean, there's going to be haters. Haters going to hate, right? But at least you're going to hate. At least if you hate me, I'm going to, at least I'm not going to be phased by it. And no matter what you guys say about me, I'm not going to be moved or phased. That was an old past in my life. I was insecure at that time, but I am no longer insecure. So with that being said, I hope you enjoyed this reading on Ice Spice. I sure did. It seems like this was definitely a good reading. Definitely good for her career. I'm going to grow with that Judgment, 9 of Cups and the 4 of Cups, and the 2 of Cups. Nice looking cups, if you ask me. And then the major arcana cards just talk about transformation, turning points, and tipping points, and pretty much the point of no return. This is where we're going to evolve, and we're not going to look back. You know, you're going to commit, or you're just be inconsistent and you're not really going to go anywhere. So with that being said, I hope you enjoyed this reading on Ice Spice. I sure did. Hopefully you guys felt inspired and motivated for Ice Spice just as much as I did. I cannot wait for Thick again. So with that being said, I hope to see you guys in the next video. Please subscribe if you have not subscribed already. It would really mean a lot to the channel. We would appreciate it. Please and thank you. And if you have not, and if you made it this far to this channel, or if you're just a fan of Ice Spice, or if you enjoyed the way I broke down the astrology and talked a little bit, spread the astrology with the tarot to talk about what's going on in the news, then give that a thumbs up too. Share this with anybody that likes Ice Spice, or share anybody that likes tarot readings and you think that might like our content and our personalities. With that being said, I hope you enjoyed this reading, and now I will see you sunflowers in the next one. Sunflowers!